We're not eating because we're hungry. We're not eating as fuel for our body. We're eating because we're anxious or we're stressed or we're bored. Hey guys, my name is Rebecca. I am a physician. I have lost 75 pounds on a whole foods plant-based diet with exercise. I was watching a See Mindy Mom video the other day. There was a quote she said at the end, and it was rather interesting, and it reminded me of another quote that I had heard. So we're going to talk about that. The quote itself was, "We don't know how to feast because we don't know how to fast." It really reminded me of something that John McDougall, who was a pioneer in this space, the whole foods plant-based space. Basically what John McDougall had said, it used to be not very often that we had a special meal. By special, I mean it was your birthday. It was a family member's birthday and you guys were celebrating typically at home. Or it was a holiday, and especially an eating holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter. But now it seems to be that we're having these special meals just because it's Monday and you forgot to plan for dinner on Monday night. Or it's Tuesday and you had a rough day and you want to console yourself. Eating truly has changed in the frequency of the special meals. And by special, I do mean higher fat, higher calories, luscious desserts. I always think of like cheesecake. That's what I think of is like cheesecake. Our eating style has changed over, let's say, the last 100 years. Our portion sizes have grown. It used to be that our dinner plates were 8 inches across, and they're now almost the size of what used to be platters. We have more courses than we used to. We have plus or minus and a amuse-bouche. Amuse-bouche? I don't even know how to pronounce it. But appetizers, salads, and soups, and mains, and then luscious desserts like cheesecake, because we love cheesecake. On top of that, we're grazing more than we used to. And we've gotten to the point where we're not eating because we're hungry. We're not eating as fuel for our body. We're eating because we're anxious or we're stressed or we're bored. And we're eating our feelings. And trust me, I am guilty of this. I'm not saying that I was guilty and now I'm not. I can still be guilty of this myself. So I understand, but it's still not good for us. And our bodies are suffering because of this. And this is what I saw, I'm an anesthesiologist, and I would see this in my patients, almost every single patient. It's not just the obesity, not that at all, but the cardiac disease, the heart disease, diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes where you have the insulin resistance in your tissues, as opposed to the type 1 diabetes where your pancreas does not produce as much insulin. Vascular disease that we see with high blood pressure, plus or minus a stroke. Autoimmune diseases. There are correlations to poor eating habits and autoimmune diseases. And also cancers. There are some cancers that are related to poor eating habits. We need to get back to knowing how to fast. And by fast, I don't mean just having, juice for 7 days or watching Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead and attempting to do 60 days. Not that at all. Or green smoothie fasts or anything like that. I'm just saying getting back to eating what we need for our body as fuel. Eating for the right reasons, because we are actually hungry and that we actually need calories to fuel our bodies. Eating cleaner foods, and I'm gonna say plants here, because we know that they're full of healthy proteins, of vitamins and micronutrients, and good carbs, which is our body's preferred fuel. Also having little to no oils and no added fats, little salt. Not saying no salt, but little salt. Just enough to make the food maybe a little bit more palatable for you. I tend to not cook with salt. I will say that I do use better than bouillon, but I aim for lower sodium varieties. And then I salt the top of things. And little processed to ultra processed food. Obviously, there will be some processed food. For me, it's typically things like tofu, maybe textured vegetable protein or soy curls. Those are about the only processed foods that I actually eat. And my body is responding incredibly well to it. And then eating only the amount that our bodies need. I'm not saying get up from the table when you're still hungry, but understanding how it feels in your body when your body is full. By taking out the oil, the salt, and those processed foods, then you actually will get that satiety feeling back that unfortunately I think that we in this food society have lost quite a bit of. Thank you for being here. If you got anything from this, please give me a thumbs up, smash that like button, come along for the ride. I'm going to be here for 45 more pounds. So for my transformation, changing my life and taking 120 pounds off my body. I have a clickable link below, which is I run on a capsule pantry so that I pretty much have the things that I need to make what I need anytime in my house. And I call it a capsule pantry for weight loss. So bye guys.